I'm going to do a quick deck tech, and then I'm going to jump in and show you how the deck performs, just in some general play. So this is Golgari Elves. I'm just going to jump right into it. So I play a couple 1-drops here. I'm going to play Pelt Collector. Pelt Collector triggers every time another creature enters the battlefield with a greater power or leaves the battlefield. And I should say not leaves the battlefield, but dies. It gets a +1/+1 counter, and once it has more than 3, or 3 or more, it has trample, which that in alone can end the game. I have a little bit of ramp built in with Land of War Elves, and I play a Shaper's Sanctuary. That's against any of the controller burn matches. We play Thorn Lieutenant, another way, someplace to dump your mana. Also, when it gets targeted, it's dumping you out an elf, so there's some extra value there. I just think Marwyn is a really great card. Marwyn the Nurturer. She every time you cast a creature, or I'm sorry, every time another elf enters the battlefield, you get a +1/+1 counter. And that can get pretty out of hand, especially since her power is equal when tapped, generates that much mana. So that's pretty awesome. I also play Golgari Raiders, and with the Undergrowth trigger on that, if you just crash into your opponent, especially against some of the mono white and the Boros aggro, when you start crashing in there, you're going to start losing your creatures. It's really you're waiting to hold on to that Raider, come down a little bit later in the late game with a real beater. And I use Poison Tip Archer for my reach. They're taking care of the flyers, especially with that death touch. But more importantly, again, when you're crashing against some of these aggro decks, every time a creature dies, whether it's your opponent's creature or your creature, your opponent is losing a life. And I like how they said each opponent loses a life, so you know they're gearing it towards commander. Play an Orchid Assassin. We play those a couple different reasons. One, death touch. I don't think anyone needs to say anything more about death touch. But also, when you attack with the Orchid Assassin, all the other creatures have to block it. So it's a good way to make your opponent continue to be aggressive towards you. So you can start picking the way you want to block, or just attack with it with the assassin and wipe their board out. Reclamation Sage comes out for a couple different things. Some of the decks are enchantment heavy, and they're trying to lock your creatures down. And then there's a few decks that are running artifacts, and Rec Sage can come in and take care of those. It's also, if they're trying to lock you down with enchantments, you drop a Reclamation Sage, and you're getting your creature, your permanent back. Thorn Lieutenant. I think we already looked at Thorn Lieutenant, but again, that 1/1 green warrior token, if it gets targeted by a spell or ability that from your opponent, and it's just a place to dump your mana for a real big creature. I do play some removal. I play Vraska's Contempt, getting rid of planeswalkers or creatures and gaining some life, and Vivian Reed. I really like Vivian Reed. If you saw my elf build, my mono green standard elf build, you'll see that I ran her as well. It's a great way to draw cards into lands and creatures, but it's also Negan 3 her and getting rid of artifacts, enchantments, or creatures that with flying is a great resource. But if it also puts your opponents on a clock, if you get 4 activations on that 4th activation, you're going to ultimate her and get that emblem and give all of your creatures on the battlefield +2/+2. They're going to have vigilance, they're going to have trample, and they're going to be indestructible. So they're going to have to, the only way they're going to be able to deal with that is if they exile them. So if you crash into, say, a mono white deck or a white deck that is holding up a mana for Settle the Wreckage. Let's talk a little bit about lands. I play Guild Mage's Forum because I play 2 multicolor creatures. If you can trigger that to get the +1/+1 counter, it's always good to put counters on things. I play Unclaimed Territory in this deck because I play nothing but elves. Woodland Cemetery for the to be on color. I play Overgrown Tomb, and I also play a couple of Memorial to Unity. The reason why I play those, a couple of those, is if it starts to stall or you lose your board, it's a good way to draw into a creature when you look at the top 5 of your cards. I play a few forests and a few swamps. So let's actually look at the list itself. So I am playing 4 Pelt Collectors, 4 Llanowar Elves, 2 Golgari Raiders, 4 Steel-Leaf Champions, 2 Thorn Lieutenants, 4 Orcan Assassins, 4 Reclamation Sage, 2 of the Marwyn the Nurturers, 4 Poison Tip Archers, 3 Vaskin's Contempt, 2 Vivian Reed, 1 Shaper Sanctuary, and then you can see my mana base right here. I'm playing 2 Swamps, 3 Forests, 4 of the Overgrown Tomb, 4 of the Woodland Cemetery, 4 Memorial to Unity, 3 Guild Mages Forum, and 4 Unclaimed Territory. I'll put that down in the description once we're done. Done looking at this deck. So let's go ahead and just jump right into that, and let's see what it looks like. So this is the deck already built, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into that and see how we do. And I'm live streaming, so it kind of is what it is, right? Hibiscus Hugo. All right. So I think this is a keeper. Okay. We're gonna pay 2 life, pulling the Llanowar Elf. Yeah, and then he'll probably blow up the Llanowar Elf, so that's okay. Yeah, we expect that to happen. And these mono red and mono white aggressive decks are not a very good matchup for us. This is more of a mid-range deck, so we'll see how it goes. I'm guessing he's going to blow up the Llanowar Elf. So no 2-turn Thorn Lieutenant unless we pull into a Swamp or a Forest. But only playing 5 of those total, it's not a very good probability. Yeah. We knew he was going to do that. All right. Now that Runaway Steam King can get out of control pretty quickly. So we will get it that 2-turn, second turn there. We're going to name Elves. Done. Turn 2, Thorn Lieutenant. And that's actually pretty good, some value against this deck, because if he does hit it with a Lightning Bolt or a Lava Coil, Lightning Strike, sorry, not Bolt, we're getting a blocker, right? Now he's going to kill it, but it's still a good blocker. So let's go put it out there. I'm probably going to play this tap land. Nope. I'm going to pay... You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take 2. It'll probably end up being 3 because I'm sure he's going to end up casting a spell. But what I want to play next is this. And if you've ever watched me before, I like to line up my cards the way I'm going to play. Yeah, so I'm going to end up taking a total of 6. The mono red aggro deck is very good. And you know what? We'll pay 2. And then we'll gain 2. Let's see if we can't clear the board and then maybe stabilize a little bit. All right. So that worked out in our favor. We're going to drop a poison-tipped archer. And then we're going to do the assassin. Yeah, there's a good chance that he's going to try to, or our opponent, he or she, is going to try to burn us out. Spicy. And then I'm just going to keep dropping poison tip archers. Even though I probably should drop the steel leaf. I just want the death touch. he might be just saving mana because he might have something that he can kick or. Yep, I was looking for Banefire. Yeah, at this point, I think the Steel Leaf Champion, because we're going to swing in for 5 and then have another 5. And that should be lethal unless he hits me. At this point, I'm in striking range. So I got lethal on the board depending on what he does. But he's probably going to hit me with some burn spell. Yep. Banefire for 6. Like I said, it's one of the worst matchups for us because this is really a mid-range deck. But let's play one more time because I kind of want to let you see how it kind of functions. Yeah, my connection's not good enough to do that. Generally, if I click end, it's over. Alright. X and Z. So 10 and 5? 15. Did I get it right? I don't know if that's what they're trying to do there. Yeah, I'm going to keep that. And not knowing what my opponent is going to play, I would drop a Land of War Elf. And because I'm going to come into a turn 3 Steel Leaf Champion if they don't get rid of my Elf. My Land of War Elf. Yeah, this is perfect. Turn 2. Pay 2. Go ahead and skip that. Because he has enough, yeah. We're going to get Shaper's Sanctuary out next. And swing for 1. I'm going to go ahead and drop that. Throw out the Shaper's Sanctuary. So now every time he targets me, I'm going to be able to draw a card. That's what I like about that card. And I only play a 1-of because while I like it and I like to see it, I don't want to see it all the time, and I don't want to have a bunch of them in my hand. Not for this build. And we're going to pull this out. It's going to double strike me. I'm not in range for the double strike. And I have Death Touch to kind of keep him back. Let's see what... Wait. Ooh, that's spicy. There you go. Let's mentor, right? So I'm going to go ahead and contempt the Boros Challenger. But I'm going to pay 2 because I am going to put a Pelt Collector and now I'm going to hit the Boros Challenger. I just don't want to mentoring one of these Swift Blades. I don't need a 2/2 Swift Blade that's swinging for 4 with double strike. He shouldn't block there. Probably shouldn't swing. You know what? I'm going to cancel attack. I'm not going to swing. And the reason I'm not going to swing is he'll probably take the 2 and then come in and swing at me for 4. And that's just not the exchange I want to make right now. Yeah, thinking. 10 ends 5 is thinking. Uh-oh. What's he going to lock down? My Poison Tip Archer. At least that's what I would knock down. And he targeted it, so I'm going to take action and draw a card. Yeah, I'll take it. Swamp's good. I don't mind having extra land. I'm not gonna, no blocks. Yeah. That card's pretty good. That does not feel good right there, though. So I'm going to have that come in tapped. Well, this deck is not doing that good today. Oh, I don't know why I did that. I expected him to do something. He probably thought I had a combat trick. Ooh, got lucky. Just clicking on buttons. Never good. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. I'm going to say at this point it's going to be pretty hard for me to recover from this this board state. All right. Take another 4. Man, what a decision. Should I get rid of History of Benelia? Nah, I need to get my dude back. Prisoner exchange. Or prisoner rescue, I should say. Yeah. Next. Yeah, I gotta wait. Alright, I'm gonna intern. Yeah. Thank goodness those are human soldiers and not knights, right? Oh, that's such a good card. I do run the Boros build. That's actually how I got to tier 3 gold. And I'll be grinding that out here probably later tonight. Actually, I think I'm going to draft tonight since my favorite spot for F&M is closed down. So I probably won't even get to pre-release. So let's kill one of these dudes. Let's block this guy. Is that even enough? No, I gotta lose the pelt. I gotta lose that guy. Probably gonna do that. Alright. And I'm gonna take 8. Let's see how this works out for us. Only one person died? That doesn't seem right. Okay, okay. Well, I didn't do my math very good there, did I? Defeated. Well, that is what I would call a live stream deck tech fail. Because you're not really... We'll go one more time. Try to get maybe 30 minutes in, and then I'm going to close this down. And I actually have a couple of these that I'd like to do today, just to kind of show you some of the builds that I've done. I net deck too, but I like to brew. I'm a brewer. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, right? The next deck I'm going to show you is Standard Elves, Mono Green Elves. And I actually got to tier 1 gold with that. But then the competition was just mainly net decks, so I needed to step it up a notch. Obviously, you're not taking down Pro Tours with my decks, but you can do some damage at your F&M depending on how your meta is. Oh man, I kept that and I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. Let me concede that. I wasn't really paying attention. I mean, Guild Mages formed, the Guild Mages formed, and no creatures in the land. I gotta concede again? Yeah, okay. I guess I could have stayed in, but wasn't paying attention. I just clicked go. I've had insomnia the last few nights. I'm operating at about 2 hours of sleep right now. And I spent the first like 5 hours of my morning on the phone for work for about 6 a.m. till I don't even know. It was like right before lunch we were done. And I know once the girls get home, they're gonna live stream some Minecraft, so we'll definitely have to do that. And if it's your first time here, you can kind of see what we're doing. I stream MTG Arena whenever I can, and then I have an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and we like to get together for about an hour not every day, but an hour an evening, and we sit down as a family and just give my wife a break because she's a stay-at-home mom, and we jam out some games. And my 6-year-old and 8-year-old, they really like YouTube, so they just kind of were like, hey, let's stream some games, Dad, since we're playing games. And I'm like, why not? I put this channel up a couple years ago and just really haven't done anything with it. So here's Pelt Collector. I like that card. I know Jim Davis, he put out a pretty good modern deck with Pelt Collector. I haven't really seen it go anywhere or hit any of the competitive play, but it still looks like a pretty mean deck. Unfortunately, my work schedule doesn't really let me play Modern, even though I have 5 decks built for Modern, just sitting there in my my bag. Yeah, this is when an assassin comes out right here. Even though she's not going to trigger... you know what? I'm going to put Marwyn out. I think Marwyn's a better choice. Hopefully they don't... we're tapped out there. Are we playing 3-color? Yeah. 3 colors. Okay. Need to start getting some stuff in the graveyard there. Yep. Okay. And now I'm going to entice you to start swinging. Because if you don't, I'm going to wipe your board. It's kind of funny how that works, right? No attacks. Artwork's okay. Oh. Yep, that's a good play. Very good play. Wow. I think we just have to do it. If not, he's just going to keep Nino Cambo. Nino. Could be a woman. I don't know. Could be a dude. Could be a dudette. What do I know? Yeah, I had to do that. If not, they're just going to keep blowing my dudes up. I'm sure they have more ways to deal with it. We'll take 5 for now. Yeah. Oh, I got you, homie. Yeah, we're gonna pull this guy out. Assassin. Ha 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 ha. All right. Yeah, why not? Let's pull out a Rex Sage. No targets, but that's okay. Just more elves on the board. It's always a good thing. No attacks. Alright, so we're going to take... We'll trade here. And we'll trade here. Seems like a fair enough trade. Block. Alright, what do we want to do now? No. Maybe we do it this way? Yeah, we'll do it that way. Now we have enough. Yeah, okay. She's just so good with when you're triggering with elves. Here's the reach. You probably didn't know she had reach. Or didn't care. I don't know. One or the other. Alright, so it should be 2.